This is the video review for the Bandai High Metal 1/100 scale VF-19S Emerald Force Valkyrie. Or actually no, the VF-19 is called an Excalibur, and Valkyrie is just a generic name for the VF designs. But yeah, this is actually quite a nice figure. The only real problem with it, especially in Batroid mode, is just it's a little bit too small. This figure is about the size of a deluxe figure, maybe a little bit wider and a little bit taller than the normal one, but about the same size and just a little bit heavier because of some die-cast content. And the sculpt on this is really nice. For how small it is, there's quite a bit of detail, and let's see, what was I going to say? And a lot of articulation too. I mean, this figure has the same amount of articulation as any Yamato figure, and I don't know, it's very nice. It goes forward, back, out, rotates above the knee, has 90 degrees at the knee, and it's very stiff and very subtle, but there is some side to side and forward and back foot movement, and then the toe and heel can bend down if you need them to support better poses, or more dynamic poses. The arms can turn forward and back, go out, rotate above the elbow, and 90 degrees at the elbow, and then a ball-jointed fist. His shoulder armor here can go up and can rotate on its own, and the head is on the ball joint, though a little bit limited because the head sculpt is a little bit crowded in there. In fact, I had to cut off the very tip of the chin because it kept bumping into a piece in there, and I had to shave off the backs of the of this removable part of the head because they kept bumping into other parts on it and actually popping off, not popping the head off, but popping off that back antenna part. So this is a retool of the Fire Valkyrie version of this mold, and there are some problems with it because of that, mostly with the head, but also if you look at the wings here, the wings are a little bit disappointing for me because normally this very tip of the wing here would meet right here on this side panel, and it would go from here out to here, and it would be not quite so much away, but here it's not quite so smooth, and it goes up a little bit further, and it gets in the way a little bit. And that and the head are about the only disappointing things for the robot mode for me, with the head being easily fixed and the wings not really fixable. I mean, I guess I could try and like cut into the wing and curve it off, but I would probably fail miserably, and I'm not going to attempt that. Oh, and actually one last part of articulation is I can actually move back here on that joint if you need to. And let's see, he has quite a few accessories. He has several handsets. He has and some covers for the when you take the hands out for transformation, if you choose to go for an accurate VF-19 vehicle mode. But I typically leave the hands in because I like perfect transformation. Let's see, he has an alternate back of the head thing with the antenna splayed a bit more, which I don't use. He has a gun, which I feel no need to show it because it's just a gun. You see a gun on, and there's nothing special about it. You see a gun on any figure, you've seen a gun on all figures. And most of the accessories it comes with aren't that great, and most of them are for anime accuracy, so they're not interesting. The only interesting accessory he comes with is this base, which right now I have the part for the fighter mode attached to it. And this base is actually quite nice, with the only flaw being that this side-to-side movement is a little bit too loose. And he, again, something I won't show just because it doesn't look that great. He also comes with this thing in fighter mode does not have landing gear, but he does come with pieces that you can put onto the base, front landing gear here and back landing gear here, so you can put the figure onto this and you will have a cradle landing gear, but it doesn't work as well as it might because the landing gear is sort of flimsy and, well, I don't think it will break because it has parts where the landing gear comes apart. It's just not that satisfying. The overall figure, just this right here, is all you really need to know about. So, very nice in Batroid mode. Let's transform him into fighter mode, and then I'll show Gearwalk mode last. First thing you will do is... before that, I also want to mention, the chest area holds together very well, so... For me, the chest area is the make or break of whether or not I will want to get a VF-19 figure, because so often that's just... This part just lays over and it's pretty bad, because then turn the arms, chest goes up, pick it up by the chest, it flops down, and that angers me a little bit. So what you do is you pop it off of the peg here, and then this sort of encircles this, they snap together like that. Pop this up, and then bring this all the way back around. Right now we're going to focus on the nose, so push the nose together here, pull the nose forward, and push this in. And then rotate the legs down, because that will get them out of the way. And let's see. And then here you have a horrible monstrosity with a very phallic area. Anyway, what you'll do next is you will fold up these little blue parts in the shoulders, and then these panels back here, fold them out, turn around the head, force it down and back, pull these out of the way, and actually before you close this die-cast hinge in here, push it down like that, and then this will tab into the nose area, and then you can close this over, and that's the best way I find to make sure that gets exactly where it needs to go. You can already sort of see the jet mode taking place because this is part of the fuselage. And then you'll bring the shoulders back, and then bring the arms together back here. And then this shield piece, it can be removed, but it's used to hold the arms together in fighter mode, and I kind of like that it's a part that you don't need to take off. It makes a functional part in the Batroid mode and Gearwalk mode, and it's used in the fighter mode, so you don't ever have to lose it. You could even glue it into place if you wanted to. And you can remove it if you want to, so I like that. It works pretty well. And let's see here, the hands stick out a little bit, but they're not that obtrusive. And normally you pull the hands out, put in little pieces into the area there, and that will make it look like exhaust or other jets, but from this angle the hands look like that pretty well too. And then you've got that settled together. I could probably spend a little bit more time getting this situated a little bit more perfectly, but it really doesn't matter because the legs are going to come in, and putting the legs how they need to be can jumble that a little bit too. So next thing you do is fold together the feet and then push them into the legs. And then you'll pull this back, both of these back, and then you'll slide them down. And then these legs will tab into a part under the fuselage on both sides. And then make sure these winglets here are out. These winglets here are out of the way. And then just fold the wings down here out of the way for now. And then one thing that you need to do to make this sit uniform is bend the knees up. That will solidify them into the joint there, into the peg, because the peg has a little hook that when you do this hooks it in better, and also makes it so that the shoulder pieces here will clip into the legs, because there's a little tab on the legs that if the legs aren't up enough, they won't be able to snap into. But yeah, like that, you heard that snap, that's how it needs to go. And then this cod piece here, you'll just fold flat along there. Then you'll fold the wings out like that. Bring it forward, tab it in up here and down here. And fold this tail piece over. Tab it in up here and down here, and the tail piece over. And this is the fighter mode, and honestly, this is a very, very nice fighter mode. And I only have 2 complaints about. One, you see some gaps in here, although I don't know what could have been done to fill it in, except for maybe changing the sculpt on the legs a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. And the other flaw is that these panels here, they're hard to get exactly straight how they need to be, and most of the time, panels right here, hard to get straight exactly how they need to be, like you can see one overlaps the other, but most of the time I forget because these antennas on the head sort of get in the way of what you can see of it, and also I don't want to accidentally break off the antenna, so I don't stick my fingers in there very often. But yeah, this is the jet mode, and this is a very, very nice jet mode. I like it quite a bit. And it is a little bit bigger than a deluxe-sized Transformers jet, somewhere in between a very tiny Voyager and a very big Deluxe. So, the final thing we'll go into is the Gearwalk mode, which is very easy. Just pull these up, pull these out, pull these up, pull these out, bend the knees down a little bit so it's easier to get them off of that hook peg, and get them off. And then bend down here, there's a Gearwalk knee joint, and bend forward here, and that will give you the legs as you need them. Split out the feet. And then what you'll do is you'll pull up this chest area a little bit, and then pull the arms forward, and then put these wings under the armpits. It doesn't stay together too perfectly well, and in fact it's not until the Yamato version of this figure that the Gearwalk mode has had any kind of stability. Then just position everything. I mean, this is kind of fiddly, and it's more of a bonus than something, and that's really a reason to buy the figure. But yeah, that's the Gearwalk mode, and it looks as good as it can for what it is. The VF-19 has always had kind of a weak Gearwalk mode, especially when the wings don't tab into the chest, and it's okay. It's the weakest part of this figure, and I never use this mode, but I know some people want to see the Gearwalk mode. And that's all. It's a very nice figure. I really like it. It has enough accessories that you can figure out how you want to actually use this figure. Like, some people love anime accuracy, so they might take the fists out and put in the vent covers. I like perfect transformation, so I don't do that. And there's actually also a piece that goes right here where the neck is, that fills in that gap, and you have a lot of options with how you can use this figure. I've just shown you how I use it, and for Transformers fans, I can see how this is how most people would use it. And that's all. It's a great figure. I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. And actually, before I end this video, I do want to say, the one big flaw this figure has is that it's kind of small. And, it feels a little bit inconsequential. Like, if it were in Metroid mode, like an inch or two taller, and just a little bit bigger in jet mode, this would be a lot better, but by no means is it bad. It's very good. Thank you for watching. Bye.